Welcome back into Occupy Democrats, everybody, on a wackadoodle Wednesday, because it didn't take Trump 24 hours to go right back to his standard playbook in this breaking story. And what is that? Well, it's the 4 Ds. It's dismiss, deny, denigrate, and of course, especially because of the Epstein vote, distract, which is exactly what this breaking story is all about. And what better way to do it than with the word war? Oh yeah, that. Because remember when Donald Trump said this about Ukraine here?
I think I have the power to end this war, and I think it's going very well.
He's not speaking loudly. Your country's in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No, you've done a lot of talking.
Oh yeah, I can solve it. You know, the art of the deal, right? This.
Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
And then he has the audacity to actually blame Ukraine for starting the damn war.
But today I heard, we weren't invited. Well, you've been there for 3 years. You should have ended it 3 years. You should have never started it. You could have made a deal.
But this is the way he treats Zelensky, like, again, he's just a little kid in the corner. This.
You're not winning. You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Mr. President.
I could have made a deal for Ukraine that would have given them almost all of the land, everything, almost all of the land, and no people would have been killed, and no city would have been demolished, and not one dome would have been knocked down. But they chose not to do it that way.
And of course, he continues to push on him and remind him he wouldn't be anywhere without the great USA. This.
If you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over.
And you gotta love how Zelensky goes, yeah, I know, we would be losing 3 days and all that. This.
In 2 weeks.
In 3 days. I heard it from Putin. In 3 days.
Except for the fact that when he believes he can solve the war, it's simply because he's talking to Putin, not Zelensky. This.
So Russia moved from being pariah to partner, the US insisting no one is being sidelined. But the negotiating table was just as notable for who wasn't invited.
You're talking about a guy's country, and you have a conversation that doesn't even include him.
No Ukrainians nor Europeans. President Zelensky was instead in Turkey. He's cancelled a planned trip to Saudi Arabia.
I am convinced that for Ukraine and for our region, for Europe, that it is critical that any negotiations to end the war are not happening behind the backs of the key parties affected by the Russian aggression.
But in this breaking story, everything I just showed you is from way back. But today, literally today, as the Epstein vote comes out, what is suddenly being done again by Trump and Putin? And more notably, yes, dismissing Zelensky and completely ignoring the rest of Europe. That's Donald Trump's plan. Unbelievable. Check this story out. Breaking news. In quotes, this sounds ominous. Foreign ally told to buckle up for a new peace deal being imposed. New details have emerged about a Ukraine peace plan secretly worked up between the U.S. and Russia and how Trump administration officials intend to impose its conditions. President Donald Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, has been drafting the 28-point plan with Russian envoy Kirill Dmitriev. According to reporting from Tuesday night, and Politico Playbook reported Wednesday, the White House will soon unveil the agreement to end the 3.5-year war to an end. In quotes. So this is one way to distract from the Epstein files, Playbook reported. A senior White House official says they expect a framework for ending the conflict to be agreed by all parties by the end of this month and possibly as soon as this week. Buckle up, the reporter added. Army Secretary Dan Driscoll, along with a pair of 4-star generals and other senior U.S. military officials, made a highly unusual trip to Kyiv on Wednesday to meet with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, ahead of his talks with Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, and Trump administration officials said a plan was on the table to end the Russian invasion. In quotes. But here's the thing. This new peace plan has seemingly had no direct input from Ukraine, nor America's allies in Europe, Playbook reported. And we have no sense of the details of what's been hammered out on the thorniest questions around Russia's seizure of vast swaths of Ukrainian territory, the kidnapping of tens of thousands of Ukrainian children, or the security guarantees being offered to Ukraine in the aftermath. The White House feels confident an agreement will be reached because, as administration officials said, Zelensky is under too much pressure to turn it down. In quotes, what we are going to present is reasonable, a White House official said. Russian officials apparently agree, and Playbook noted, in quotes, this sounds ominous. Also, in quotes, we feel the Russian position is really being heard, Dmitriev, the Russian envoy. This is a proposal to address the Ukraine conflict, but also how to restore U.S.-Russia ties and address Russia's security concerns. It's actually a much broader framework, basically saying, how do we really bring finally lasting security to Europe, not just Ukraine? A senior White House official was asked to comment on Europe's possible input on the agreement and dismissed the issue entirely. In quotes, we really don't care about the Europeans, the official told Playbook. It's about Ukraine accepting. Wow. And this is all coming on the heels, of course, of Donald Trump suing the BBC for $1 billion because of an edit job on a video. But how in the world, no matter who you are as an American, on what planet do you think that not considering all of Europe in a conversation about Russian aggression is somehow in any way, shape, form, or fashion intelligent, good foreign policy, or the way to the art of the deal? This is just pure distraction and hubris once again. Watch this story build up and have Trump and his administration try to make it blow up, because it's just about a bunch of yabba dabba doo when nothing's really going to occur. You guys like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay frosty.